Shalom. I want to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Arachak, Wadash. Double honor to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone who rule well, peace, blessings, and salutations unto the four elect tabernacle of David scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And this story about this Jake by the name of Lamar Gant, kind of intrigued me a bit, and it inspired me to do a video because I never heard of this Jake before. But he's known as a dead, he's a power lifter. All right, he does body weight deadlifts, and he lifts multiple times his body weight, in which that takes a lot of might, a lot of strength. And the beautiful thing about it is that he's able to do so with a disability. All right, this man have what you call scoliosis, in which if you don't know what scoliosis is, it's the curvature of your spine, which is very painfully difficult to deal with. I know of it because my woman has scoliosis. This Jake is able to deadlift hundreds of pounds with the small frame that he has. I mean, he weighs no more than 140 pounds. So that's very impressive, but it's just a testament to the power of Jacob, us being the sons of Jacob. All right. What was his name changed to? It was changed to Prince of the Power, or he is a prince with God. And that name was given to him after he prevailed over an angel, which I'm going to get it. But, I thought there was a correlation, it made me think back to the story of our forefather, Jacob, Yaikwap. All right. And also comparing it to how the elect, because the scriptures say that we could do all things through Yahushai, which strengthens us. Well, Paul said that concerning himself, considering, all the trials he had to go through, the stripes, the imprisonments. Like, he went through a lot, even went through death, and the Lord brought him back. And he still did not fold. All right. Even through all the pressure, he still persevered. He still prevailed. He still fought for that crown. So even for us, even if it seemed like we're at a disadvantage, because the enemy right now, he's clearly in power. All right. He has the power of the sword. He has wealth. He has Satan on his side. He's equipped up. All we have is faith. So we're at a disadvantage, but in the spirit, we're stronger than ever, man. So without further ado, I'm gonna just play this clip. All right. And this is Lamar Gant, and then I'm gonna hit the scriptures. All right, because this is it should give us comfort, that, and the scriptures do say, let not a man glory in his might, let not a mighty man glory in his might, let not a rich man glory in his riches, let not a wise man glory in his wisdom, but glory in this, that you know Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And from him comes strength. From him come riches. From him come wisdom. And ultimately, the gift of faith. You had little old David, who, because he stepped out on faith, He won against a big giant. He was quadruple his size and in weight, and he defeated that man. This is how we're going to overcome the wicked. We're going to get the victory over the wicked, even though he's a lot stronger. So anyway, let's listen to the video.
All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Next on the Power. So I wanted to make a video about a powerlifter named Lamar Gant. So you guys seem to be enjoying the powerlifting history videos as well as the bodybuilding history videos. And Lamar Gant is a very historic powerlifter because he set a very important record. So in 1985, Lamar Gant was the first person in history to deadlift 5 times their body weight. He deadlifted 661 pounds at a body weight of 132 pounds, and he was only 5'2" tall. And if that weren't impressive enough, he also deadlifted 634 pounds at a body weight of 10 pounds lighter, 123 pounds. Again, he is 5'2". So if these records weren't impressive enough, the fact that he did them with scoliosis, it makes them just unbelievable. So for those of you who don't know, scoliosis is a condition where your spine kind of develops a curvature to either side. So it kind of looks like it looks bent almost. So this is one of the things when I was in elementary school, I believe they tested us for scoliosis and, to make sure we didn't need to wear a back brace. Because I believe if you wear a back brace earlier on in your adolescent life, it can help fix scoliosis or at least make it a little bit better for you later in life. So I remember getting tested for that back in elementary school. But this is a condition that would definitely not make it easier to deadlift, having a curved spine in the sideways direction. So if all of those things weren't impressive enough, he was also the first person to win a world championship in powerlifting at the age of 18. So he was the youngest man ever to become a world champion in powerlifting. And Lamar would go on to win 16 IPF world championships. So he's a pretty amazing powerlifter. He's also in the IPF Hall of Fame. He was inducted in 1980 while he was still a competitive powerlifter. So in addition to being a deadlift aficionado, his best bench press was 352.5 pounds or 159.9 kilograms. That was at 123 pounds body weight. And then, of course, he had his 688-pound deadlift or 312 kilograms, which would be his heaviest deadlift ever. And then he also had a squat of 615 pounds or 279 kilograms, and this was done in training and not in a meet. So I believe he primarily competed as a deadlift specialist. It is also noteworthy that Lamar claims to have been completely natural and a lifetime drug-free athlete during his entire competitive powerlifting career, and with a body weight max of 132 pounds in competition. And I'm really inclined to believe that claim. I mean, this guy was obviously just a genetically strong guy. He overcame the fact that he had scoliosis and would go on to deadlift 5 times his body weight, even with that crazy curvature of his spine. I just find that madly just impressive, man. And I think he's definitely worthy of a video. This is a guy that I don't hear a lot of people talk about. I don't see a lot of videos on. And this guy should really go down in history, in the powerlifting history books, as one of the greatest of all time, because that is a really impressive feat of strength. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Nick Strength of Power, signing out.
And it's because why? Because he's one of the sons of the Prince of the Power, Jacob, man. Let's go to Genesis 32. Starting at verse 24. And it says, and Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. I mean, and he was wrestling with this mysterious man till the sun started coming up. So they had to have been, wrestling, tussling for a while. All right. And he never got tired. All right. It says, he didn't give in. He didn't tap out. He just kept going. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, talking about that man, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and in the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. So here you see that he was at a disadvantage. He was disabled because this man that he was wrestling was actually an angel. All right. And we know that the angels are known for their strength. All right, let's get real quick. Let's get Psalms 103. This is Psalms 103 and verse 20, and it says, "Bless the Lord, ye his angels that excel in strength, that do his commandments, hearken unto the voice of his word." All right, so the angels, they're known for their excellent strength. All right, because these are spiritual henchmen for the Most High. All right, with celestial ability, so they could pretty much do anything. So strength is nothing to an angel. They don't get tired. They don't get weary. They're pure energy. Jacob wrestled with one and prevailed. So that lets you know the level of strength and power that Jacob had, while with a disability. All right, his hip was dislocated. All right, you need your hip to move. You need your hip to pivot along with your legs. But he still, he held on, man. And it says, and he said, "Let me go, for the day breaketh." And he said, "I will not let thee go." So even an angel said, "All right, man, the sun is coming up. Come on, let me go." He said, "Nope, except you bless me." And he said unto him, "What is thy name?" And he said, "Jacob." And he said, "Thy name shall be no more called Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with the Most High and with men, and has prevailed." And you look at Jake, we're the strongest nation of people on the face of the planet, which is why we're such a dominant people, which also proves that it has to be an act of a higher power for us to be where we at. All these nations, we know that we're stronger than, but yet they're over us. We still gotta go to them for the one of all things. So that's how the Most High is who put us down. Because if it was just based off of strength, we'd be over everyone. All right, it'd be easy work, man. Esau, he wouldn't be a thing, man. He'd be still in them caves. So, yeah, man. And then also going back to when they were born, the angel already said that one people will be stronger than the other. All right, Jake dominates. All right, boxing. All right, MMA, UFC, basketball, football, track. We have some special abilities because we're sons of the power, man. Genesis 25 and 24, it says, "And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them." All right. So there it is. Actually, damn, I skipped over the main verse I was supposed to read. Salaki, let me get Genesis 25:21. It says, "And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived, and the children struggled together within her." I mean, they was in there tussling, fighting. And she said, "If it be so, why am I thus?" And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, "Two nations are in thy womb, or these two children in your womb are going to go on to be two nations. All right, they're going to have tribes. Okay, it's going to be, showing you that the Lord blessed them both, because, they became great in population, and Israel, where is the sand of the sea? It says, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. Two polar opposites. One is going to be moral, the other is going to be immoral. One is going to have integrity, the other is not going to have any integrity. All right, one is going to have strength out of this world, and then the other is going to be weak, which makes sense why the Lord had to bless him with the sword. He wouldn't have been able to come out among us without that sword, man. He would have stayed hidden in the clefts of them rocks. All right, they live by that sword, man. It says, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people. This is why they're naturally afraid of us. This is why Esau, he hides his fear behind that badge. They join the military, or they go into law enforcement, to, get that authoritative power over Jake. Because other than that, they fear Jake, man. The things that Jake is able to do. It says, and the elder shall serve the younger. All right. And we know that Esau came out first, so he's going to be the one to serve us. But right now, we're serving him because the earth was given into his hands. All right. He was given the dominion. All right. And now we're waiting on the Lord to take away his dominion so that Israel can have that dominion. All right. And let's look up that word stronger. And it's matazah, which also means brave, courage, to have strong courage, to be strong, alert, courageous, brave, stout, bold, solid, hard, to be strong. All right. It says to strengthen. All right. Down here, to be determined, to make oneself alert, strengthen oneself, confirm oneself, persist in, prove superior to. I'm sure there ain't no Edomite that broke that record. Disabled. And I don't think nobody's done that. So that shows you that Jake is superior, man. It says to exhibit strength, be strong, feel strong. Okay. That's because he's, the prince of the power, man. The son of the Most High. All right, let's get Hosea 12. This is Hosea 12 and 2. It says, the Lord have also a controversy with Judah and will punish Jacob according to his ways, according to his doings, he will recompense him. All right. And the Lord, he's when he says, vengeance is mine, I will repay. He will judge this people. He's talking about our people. He's going to get vengeance on everybody, but Jake, they've always pissed the Most High off, man. Always backsliding, being disobedient, rebellious. And he said, you of all the families that I've known on the face of the earth, therefore will I punish you for all your iniquities. And that's why even though Jake is the strongest nation, the worst that has ever happened was to that nation because of their transgressions. All right, the Lord took away that might according to the curse so that we would not prevail over everybody, which is why we, I mean, it's so much, man. Like, Jake is dysfunctional. They can never come together. I is evil towards one another, so that we never progress as a people. We hate ourselves worse than anyone else. And the nations is able to exploit that. That's why they support the music that we make, which is basically about violence of Jake versus Jake, Jacob on Jacob violence, murder, keep that vibration on us, because if we come back to our senses and come out of that spells doom for these nations, man. Because we're much superior to these other nations. So verse 3, it says, he took his brother by the heel in the womb, and by his strength he had power with the Most High powers. Yet he had power over the angel and prevailed. At a disadvantage, disabled, he wept and made supplication unto him. He found him in Bethel, and there he spake with us. Even the Lord power of hosts, the Lord is his memorial. All right, and we know that, strength is with the Most High. And he gave that ability to us. But it ain't going to matter, once the Lord empower us with that spirit. All right, when he give us that power to overcome, all right, this devil, man. It says even those of us that are feeble, that are weak, that don't even have strength. He says he's going to make them like an angel, which we know the angels excel in strength, right? It says Zechariah 12:8, and in that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. And David was a hell of a mighty man. He was able to, bend steel, leap walls, high rise walls, defeat tens of thousands of men in battle. It takes a lot of strength, man. Hey, Samson, he had strength. This dude, he broke a pillar to a little stadium and caused it to collapse and killed all those Philistines, but he killed himself in the process. But that shows you the level of strength he had. All right. With the Lord, even though those of us that might be weak and don't have, strength like that, because you got brothers that got strength. You got brothers that body build in some of the camps, but not every brother has that ability. But we all going to be, supers. We all going to be, the Lord going to change us all into supermen. Strength ain't going to be an issue at all. All right, it says, in the house of David, which is the elect, shall be as the powers as the angel of the Lord before them. And that's ultimately when the Lord changes us. But as of now, we're building our spiritual strength. And we're exercising our spirit, through the constant battles that we have against our flesh, having to fight it out, man, all these different temptations. But, like it says in Corinthians, the Lord, he provides ways for us to escape, and that we are able to bear these things. All right. 1 Corinthians 10:13, it says, there have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able. Because the Lord, he put the yoke on us, but he makes it light. He said, my burden is easy and my yoke is light, man. It says, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. All right. And ultimately, that's how, his elect are going to overcome this world. All right. And let's look up that word, bear.
Strong's G 5297. Hupafero. Hupafero.
Hupafero. And it says to bear by being under, to bear up. Like you lifting something very heavy, a thing placed on one's shoulders to bear patiently, to endure. And the more we bear, with these troubles, with this wretchedness, the stronger you become. And we're at a disadvantage because, wickedness is at an all-time high. So the fight is constant. There really ain't no breaks. You don't get to sit in the corner and take a water break from Satan, from these temptations. So that's strength when you can, in a world where everything around you is temptation, is meant to entice you to sin and transgress against the Most High and do something wicked instead of good. It takes strength, man. But Jacob is still going to prevail, but that's going to be through his elect. So, I thought, this Jake story would also be a significant one comparing to this fight and how, we're going to still prevail over this beast, over this world, even with all the obstacles. All right. And it's going to, and it's through the spirit, of course, and also through faith. So, yeah, man. And it is, I thought it was an intriguing story, but I hope this lesson was edifying, and I'm going to give all the praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Shai. Shalom.